Hi everyone, Fiona the Clean Kitchen Coach here, and I am on beautiful Rainy River. I just got attacked by bloodsucker, so I'm going to try to very graciously, get out of this kayak while trying to look like a clean kitchen coach who's really into the outdoors, but really I'm just scared of bloodsuckers. The reason why we are here is visiting Ben's sister and brother, and they have this amazing camp that they graciously, I use the word graciously properly, invited us to stay with them for a week. So I thought, what a great opportunity to show you all how to make a salad dressing. Of course, I'm not using a recipe. I am using the ingredients that we have on hand and using a dependable method instead. First thing that we're gonna do is pick some fresh garlic. I'd love to be able to tell you when it's ready, but I don't know. Just pick it and hope it's ready. All right, and so now we're getting the green onions. These are so easy to grow. If you buy them at the grocery store and you cut off the green part of the green onion and leave the white and just put it in some soil or even just water, and you'll have eternal green onions. Once they're planted, you don't pick them from the root like I did with the garlic. You're just gonna snap off the tops of them. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna grab is some fresh lettuce over here. And again, we're not gonna pull it out, we're just gonna break off some pieces and then it'll continue to grow. And now we're picking the mint. So we're gonna look for bright green, and I'm gonna pick, they come in like pears, right? So I'm gonna pick the pears. And how much do I need? However much I feel like. There's no recipe. We are just going to make it, and if it tastes like it needs more, we'll add more. When you work with how to cook, you get to use the ingredients that you have on hand or on deck, in this case, and you're going to save a ton of money by doing that. You're going to be able to honor your own body, right? Because if you are following a recipe and say it calls for peanuts and you know that your body doesn't like peanuts, then what do? Well, if you learn to cook from methods instead of recipes, you'll know exactly what to do. Well, why is the peanut in there? Is it for the fat or is it for the texture? And once you figure out that, then you can replace or leave it out. Okay, so here we are in this kitchen. I have to tell you guys, I absolutely love this kitchen because it's got a super small work triangle. So the sink and the stove and the fridge are super close together. It has a ton of storage. And the dishwasher is so easy to load and unload because it's right beside the sink. And this kitchen, everything is laid out perfectly. All of the dishes are like, if you're like, oh, I need a spatula, somehow it's right exactly where your hand would expect to be reaching for a spatula. It's the perfect kitchen to cook in. We buy salad dressings at the grocery store that are full of canola oil and sugar and some stuff that I can't even pronounce. When you can make it at home, it's so easy and it is infinitely better tasting than the grocery store ones. When you're making a salad dressing, what do you need? Well, you need an acid, right?
Acids to use in salad dressings: lemon juice, lime juice, orange juice, red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, rice vinegar.
We happen to have some lemons here. And if you roll your lemons before you squeeze them, then you're gonna get extra juice out of them. We're using a wooden cutting board. So when you're using your wooden cutting boards, when you wash them, make sure to dry them so that the water doesn't saturate in there and swell the wood. Okay, do you see how great that is? The garlic press and the citrus press right at your fingertips, right where you want it. I love this island that it's all clear and the only things on here are what I need to be using right now to make this salad dressing as I move the mojito mix out of the way. Mojito mix might actually be considered important in this process, I'm not sure yet. Just squeeze your lemon in there. You could zest your lemon if you wanted to, just don't feel like it today, so I'm not gonna do it. So, and then we're gonna put a little bit of red wine vinegar in there as well. You don't have to do 2 acids, but I find that it really makes the flavor of the salad dressing next level. One thing that I did bring with me from home was the Epicure salt, pepper, garlic, because I put it on everything.
Salts to use in salad dressings: Himalayan sea salt, dulse flakes, olives, capers, nutritional yeast, tamari.
I mean, I obviously knew that they would have salt, pepper, and garlic here, but I just love how convenient it is that it's all in one little jar. How much do I put in there? I don't know. I just start with some, and then I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs more. So you can't take away stuff, so you want to start, if you're not sure, you want to start with a little bit and add to it. And then our mint.
A traditional salad dressing is made from oil and vinegar.
But you don't need oil to make a good salad dressing taste good. You need it so that it sticks to the lettuce. So if you wanted, instead of using oil, you could puree a vegetable like zucchini or tomato, and that will thicken up your salad dressing and allow it to stick to your lettuce.
Oils and thickeners to use in salad dressings: olive oil, hemp seed oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil. Avocados, zucchinis, tomatoes, peppers, mangoes. Tahini, nut butter, seed butter, tofu.
And then you always want to use fresh herbs in your salad dressing as well. If you can get your hands on some fresh basil or oregano, parsley, cilantro, or in my case, mint, that's going to make a really next level salad dressing. Another ingredient that it's not really an ingredient, but something that you want to add to your salad dressing is thyme. Like not T-H-Y-M-E, although that would be good. You want to add thyme as in the clock thyme, because that's going to allow the flavors to really mingle and develop. I think it's pretty common practice to use half as much acid as you do oil, but oil is super high in calories, and again, it's only to make it cling to the lettuce is really why you're using it. And if you are like me and you have trouble getting enough calories through the day, because all the high calorie foods I'm addicted to, so I have to eat low calorie foods, adding some oil will bump up your calorie intake so that you're getting enough satiation from your meals. Do you guys notice how like barbaric I am? I'm using a knife to stir my salad dressing. Why not? I don't need to dirty another utensil, right? I can just use that knife. It's fine. Well, I'm probably gonna get the cameraman to help soon because I might not be able to cut this garlic. In all of my time in the kitchen, I've never cut myself with a knife in the kitchen. But when I decided to trim some hedges, I took a finger. So we'll start with 2, and if it doesn't taste garlicky enough, we can always add more. But when you do the initial taste, remember the flavor of the garlic will develop over time. So you don't want it too heavy in the garlic flavor to begin with, because it'll be really potent the next day. So we want to take off the skins of the garlic. Now you don't need to use a garlic crusher. You could smack this with a knife like that, have the knife flat and smack it. I just don't really have the strength to do it. Barely have the strength to use a garlic press. You see all that coming out of there? That is deliciousness right there. That fresh garlic grown in the garden is going to be about twice as potent as the store-bought stuff. So just keep that in mind too. Okay, so every single salad dressing, I think, in my opinion, gets garlic. If you don't have fresh, use powdered. It's not the same. Try to get fresh whenever you can. Maybe just have a habit of picking up fresh garlic, unless like you're allergic to it. Of course, if you're allergic to it, don't eat it. Always pick up fresh garlic at the store. And for a long time, I was doing jarred garlic in the store, and I felt that it did a really good job. Okay, so we've got the acid and the fat, and we have the fresh herbs and the fresh garlic and the salt and pepper, and that will make a fabulous dressing. That's all you need to do. We are going to add some green onions because they add a nice flavor. Anytime I want to make something a little bit sweeter, then I'll use fresh dates. So I did test this off camera, and it does not need any sugar at all. But the Maju dates are the only way that I sweeten. Or maybe some applesauce. Maybe I'd do that.
And you'd use an immersion blender or put it in a food processor so that it's really incorporated into the dressing. Okay, so we're almost done the salad, so a couple tips for you. Tear your lettuce into bite-sized pieces. It's no fun to be cutting up your salad when you're trying to eat it. There's like hardly any calories in fresh vegetables, so what you want to, especially in lettuce, so you want a really big bowl. Like this whole bowl would be just for me. This is not like everybody gets a little tiny dainty portion. We need to get lots of nutrients in us, so we need a really big bowl. So I am using a serrated knife to cut the tomato. It makes it a little bit easier. And now we are going to do a taste test. So we're going to take a tomato and hand it to our cameraman, who's going to tell us if it's got enough oil, enough acid, enough salt, enough spice. We got it, so we're gonna move forward. See, I didn't put away any of the ingredients in case he told salt or pepper or...
It could use salt and pepper, yeah.
It could use salt and pepper. Salt and pepper is something that if I'm serving everybody, I'll kind of try to leave off because everybody has their own preference on those. But because it's Ben not eating, I'm gonna add more salt and pepper. Okay, so that's gonna have a tremendous amount of oil in it, right? It's almost a cup. And we did almost half of oil, so like, we really do not need half a cup of oil in our diets per serving. So I'm gonna just drizzle that on there and give it a toss, and then we're gonna plate it up and see how it tastes. Okay, so there's our finished salad, and you see it's really nicely coated on there because that oil keeps it on there. And I just brushed my teeth, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna taste pretty terrible. But let's see. I can't wait. That's really good, guys. It's nothing like the store-bought salad dressings. So I want you to pay attention because I am going to be making more videos, and you are going to learn how to cook using methods instead of recipes. It's going to save you money, and it's going to save you frustration not running to the grocery store to buy an ingredient you've never even heard of before. So stick with me, and you're going to learn lots, and you're going to have lots of fun.